One. All right. Hold on 1 second. This should be okay. Good. Good morning, everyone. This is Joe Radest from Step Technologies, along with my colleague Anish Desai from Star Gems, and we do have Paige and Jordan from our respective organizations on the call today. The call is being recorded, and you're more than welcome to play it back at your leisure and informational purposes. So we're going to start off the call. I'm initially just sharing our landing page here for the slide deck, which our two topics today are sell by text and talking about sell by text, and I'll let Anish go into great detail on that, and then how the payments capability is interacted to sell by text, pay by text, and also just being able to take a payment beyond the counter. So with no further delay, I'll turn this call over to Anish. Anish, you're more than welcome to take control of the presentation.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Glad you guys are joining in for this presentation, and we're ready to get this started. We introduced sell by text as a feature, add-on feature into Text Me Chat, based off of our retailers, jewelry retailers' feedback. There were two issues, not two problems that were coming in from the retailer side, that they wanted to enhance and manage their Facebook Live events in a much better, easier form. So that was one thing, which led us to the idea that how cool would it be if retailers could create their own custom catalogs and actually sent it over text directly to their customers, whether it's one-on-one, whether you wanted to send it to 5, 10, 15, or you wanted to send it to 1,000 of your customers, all via text. That led us to start the development of sell by text. It is truly amazing and one of the coolest features in the industry that we are introducing. I'm going to take over with presenting on the screen. Now, keep in mind, the sell by text feature is only available as an add-on for Text Me Chat retailers. And you can find out about Text Me Chat by visiting www.textmechat.com and setting up a quick free 15-minute demo request, and we could go from there. But that being said, I'll start with sharing my screen right up here, and you will be able to see what I'm talking about as we go into it. So just want to make sure that everybody can see the screen right up here. So this is the Text Me Chat dashboard. In that dashboard, we are actually in the outbound messages. And the way the outbound messages work is, of course, you can send it one-on-one, or you could add multiple retailers, multiple customers of yours, up to 20 right here, and send a single message that you type in here and attach a catalog directly into it. But what sell by text is doing is going to be allowing you to create your own catalog. And how that works is very simple. What we're going to do really quickly is go into the product list, and you can add your own products. You can add your own quantity of the items that you have in stock. So that way, if it goes into zero, if somebody actually purchased an item, the next person coming in after that would get their text message back, the item is sold out. That kind of helps in controlling your inventory levels. Also, once you put an item up into a catalog, you can drop this item or a selection of these items directly into any catalog, whatever you call it, or into any Facebook Live event that you would want to go ahead and use it for. So the good thing about it is the product gallery that is being created is going to be a permanent database of your items. You can simply take pictures from vendors information, or you could click your own pictures and add it to the platform with the details. And the way it would work is when it comes to the pricing portion, you would include in the customer amount up here your total cost. So it would include your sales tax, and it would include your shipping cost or any other additional cost. So if an item is $100 and there's 7% sales tax, is $107 plus $13 what you want to charge for shipping, you would actually put the net value at $120 right when you create the product SKU. So once you do that, you will be able to go ahead and populate into what you call a catalog list. You will be simply creating a new catalog, by adding the new name into it and then just selecting the items that you want, that you have created, directly adding it into that catalog name that you have. Here we have created just some sample catalogs. You can actually create even vendor catalogs, which is a cool feature that we are actually implementing as early as by probably end of next week, which is January 25th. And what it will do is you'll have a button up here which will be actually available vendor catalog. If you're doing vendor catalogs with Samuel Spill's vendor catalogs, Gems One has decided to go ahead and partner with us in their vendor Valentine flyer. All of those items will be preloaded and available into the vendor catalog. And the way it would populate is once you created that catalog, it will all be in here in terms of how it will be seen. So with that, you can select either one or two items, or you can select an entire catalog. And that is how the system works. It's phenomenal when it comes to the catalog part of it. The one other additional feature that is available, which will help you manage your Facebook Live event, kind of works the same way. So once you've selected the date of your Facebook Live event and created your event, you'll be able to drop the items that you have already in your product list into the Facebook Live event. And once you do the same thing, what it will do, I'm just going to select a quick event up here as of January 14th. If you notice, it has item numbers assigned to it, which is a very important part of the criteria, because when you're doing your Facebook Live events, you are actually going to be, letting your customers know, hey, text this item number 1 sold to this number, or it would be part of your body in the message as you start your Facebook Live event. But with that, the system will actually go ahead and generate an automatic link, and that link will be sent directly to the customer very easily, and that process is going to become automated. So they would get an invoice, they can check out of the item, and if you have set up your quantity levels here, this will help control it. So as you run down to 0, the next customer will not be able to make that same purchase, and it will just get a message, this item is currently sold out. But we can go into detailed presentations whenever you want to set up a demo, but this is kind of the gist of what we have created in Sell by Text. And with that, what happens is you would just simply go into your messages. You could go into your outbound messages, and you could select, let's say you had a customers that you wanted to go ahead and send out 20 of them today to it. You would simply start typing up their names, who you want to set out with, and you would select actually as many multiple names. You would select whatever catalog event that you wanted to send it out with. You would just select the catalog. You would type that message actually right up here, and the body of that message with that link will actually arrive. And like I said, you can enter multiple customers here. So if I enter myself, if I wanted to add Jordan up here, you can add as many, and all of those same people will receive just a message one-on-one, not as a group text. So keep that in mind. And they all will have the ability to go ahead and securely check out that product. Now, what I'm going to do is once this message is typed out here and sent over, Joe has actually got the link that we sent just in the morning today, and I will let him show you how that link will arrive. So I will stop sharing my screen, and he will take over sharing his screen so that he can show you exactly how the message would arrive. Joe, you're good to go.
Sure. All right. So let me hopefully everyone can see me here. So I'm going to show Anish's. I got a text earlier today, okay, as best as I can show it on the camera because this is on my iPhone. But this is a text that came from Anish, and it says from Star Gems, simply click the link to start shopping. So if I click the link, I load up, and you got Star Gems listed here, the sell by text of the items, the jewelry items that were specified for my shopping. So in this case, I've got everything from earrings to some necklaces. And if I'm to select any of them, okay, again, I know on the camera to a phone might not show the best. It's going to immediately, I click the item, it's going to take me to the checkout page. And from there, I put my first, last name, all necessary shipping details, billing information, and then I go to the payment page, which is my firm One Step safely and securely handles the payment card information. That would be the Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover information, and I can finalize my details there. The beautiful thing about this system is I could have selected one piece of jewelry, I could have selected multiple. I'm doing one checkout. I'll get notified as the customer via text message the same way that the sell by text came. And then on the flip side, Star Gems, or if you're a jeweler, you'll get notified directly that I've completed the purchase and what was ordered, including the payment information, meaning the amount. And you'll get certain limited data, like it was a Visa card, last 4 digits. All right. Card numbers, all that are encrypted and tokenized. You have absolutely no data touching your environment from the PCI perspective. All you're doing is policies and procedures. You have absolutely no data, card data, or any sensitive financial information being shared with any of your systems. So, and that's how the sell by text function checkout works. And Anish, I don't know if you want to add anything more to that. I can.
No, this covers up the sell by text features, how it would be easily implemented into Text Me Chat, and I'll let you take over to the other portion of the credit card processing, contactless.
Yeah, fantastic. So, good morning, everyone. This is Joe Radest from One Step Technologies, and as Anish has articulated, we provide the sell by text, pay by text functions, and some of you might be familiar with pay by text. We have a number of jewelers that are up and running pay by text, and on a regular basis, I'm seeing jewelers use the pay by text feature functionality at 2 to 3, 4 times a week type clip. And it wasn't just through the holidays, it's transcended into January. Both functions are great, by the way, for Valentine's Day coming up, and it's not too long away. I mean, February 14th is going to happen in a snap. So the best thing you can do is try to market to, your clients and do whatever you can to try to drive that traffic in. And that traffic might not necessarily physically enter your store, which is okay. The really cool thing about sell by text is that you can take your store and it could be virtualized. And in the situation we're all in, with some states having more restrictions than others, it could be a great platform for you to market and get those clients to commit to a Valentine's Day gift before they go somewhere else, like online to some other jeweler. So at One Step Technologies, we focus on jewelers. We provide payment solutions that I would like to always say to jewelers, takes you beyond the countertop. Okay. So what I mean by that, typical payment mechanism is the transaction's done at a particular point of your countertop. All right. And you might have 2 or 3 customers lying deep, but they have to physically come in. They're entering their payment card information, and they might be walking out of the store that day with a piece of jewelry. With One Step Technologies, we can basically expand the capabilities that a jeweler has to take payments. And what I mean by that is, we just talked about sell by text. Sell by text and pay by text is what we call a card not present transaction. The person did not come in the store, they're not present with their card, and you're getting it through your phone. It's very safe and secure that way. We also have the capability of doing e-commerce, traditional e-commerce. So if your website's out there and you want to put some content on there, and you're not ready to do it, by the way, talk to Anish, because he's got a great team that can help on designing a website and doing the full functional card aspects. That's all connected to our e-commerce gateway engine, which is the same connection point that your sell by text and your pay by text works, as well as, you ready? All the inside store type payment devices, as well as outside store. So inside store, we certainly have a virtual dashboard, and I'm just going to take 30 seconds to talk about it. Our virtual dashboard gives you the capabilities of doing everything from a virtual terminal. If you know someone quite well and they're on the phone with you, they saw a piece of jewelry maybe 2 weeks ago, they don't have time to get back into the store, and they call you and they say, hey, Joe, I want to go ahead, I want to buy that necklace, for a Valentine's Day gift for my wife. Great, Anish, let me just take your payment information, and I could, simply type in the sale amount, and then I could type in the card number, the expiration, the last 3 or 4 digits of the card number, and I can certainly email a receipt to Anish, and then I can click submit. And it's that simple. Okay. Our virtual dashboard also keeps a transaction log of all transactions that were taken that day. It'll also go back in time to the beginning of time that we've been servicing a client. It has the capability of storing certain information on a client. So if there's a repeat customer, we can certainly see who they are, and they might want to order again. And I can simply, shortcut the process by storing certain information on that customer within the one-step gateway. And what's really cool about that is that if we storage that information within the one-step gateway, it makes it really seamless for them to purchase again from you. And I will be more than happy on another call or one-off call to explain how that works. The main emphasis that I wanted to share with you guys today is talk about, and if we can just get back to my camera here, is wireless payment terminals. Okay. Now, wireless payment terminals all connect to the same dashboard that we've been talking about. So if a transaction goes through sell by text and populates into the one-step dashboard, and you have a bunch of terminals in your store, whether they're wireless or they're not, we can connect all those different payment points into one dashboard. So, owning a store, you could, if you took 7 transactions and 3 came from the counter, 2 came from e-commerce, and 2 came from sell by text, you would see how those different data points, or basically transactions, came in, and who serviced them, even down to the clerk. So that is pretty cool. But the biggest thing that jewelers sometimes overlook is you've got your typical standard card terminal. Let's say standard one plugs into electricity, okay? And it just physically sits on the counter, and you never move it, and the customer only has one place in your store to go. Is that a good idea? I don't think so. I think it's wise to have a wireless terminal for a few reasons, and I'm going to quickly outline them. One is you might have a high dollar transaction. You might have a customer in there, $4,000 necklace, and you got 2 or 3 other customers. You don't necessarily need that customer to, that sale to be shared with anyone else. And they might want to do it in more privacy anyway. So it's always nice when it comes time to take that payment checkout. If you've taken care of them in the corner of the showroom and you discreetly showed them that necklace and everything was discreet to that point, you can keep the whole transaction discreet where no one else in the showroom needs to know that Joe just bought a $4,000 necklace for his wife. So you could actually, with a wireless terminal, walk over to that section and take his payment card transaction in the same manner that it would be if it was wired. Okay, so as long as you have Wi-Fi internet in your store, you can take a wireless terminal anywhere in your store, including if you have a private showroom or curbside. If you're still in a state that's somewhat restrictive as to how many people could be in the showroom, someone's coming, pulling up curbside to pick up a piece of jewelry, you can take the device out to the curbside. Again, if your Wi-Fi is strong enough to go out there, and if it isn't, you can associate a wireless terminal to your phone's hotspot. Every smartphone out there, I believe from Apple 8s or Apple 6s on up, including Samsung 6s on up, have hotspots. So you can use this as your connectivity for data. And then the really cool thing is if you associate the Wi-Fi, your wireless terminal to your cell phone, and it's a battery powered unit, you can take this thing anywhere. So now we're going beyond the curbside of your store. We're going back to bridal shows. Those will happen again. We're going back to regular trade shows or home shows. Of course, post pandemic, you have that capability. So it gives you an immense amount of flexibility to not only do things more discreetly inside your store, but to be able to expand beyond the 4 walls of your store. And wireless terminals do come in different sizes. So this little guy, even though it doesn't have a built-in printer, I can still send a receipt to a customer through text or email. And I could put it, well, I don't have a shirt pocket, but I could put it in the back of my, pant pocket or in a purse, and it's actually smaller than my phone. Wireless devices come in a range of sizes, and at One Step Technologies, we're more than happy to talk to you about them, educate you about them, and obviously have maybe the chance to service you. We do focus on the jewelry industry. And by the way, any transactions are done through these wireless devices, if you're using the one-step platform, all goes into one account. So you don't have to have multiple merchant accounts with us either. E-commerce, card in-store, mobile, trade show, pay by text, sell by text, heck, even layaways with recurring payments. We can take that all, care of that under one merchant account, simplify things for you. And then on a PCI end, it's simple policies and procedures. Anyway, I think we're coming up. We got about 6 minutes left, and I'm not quite sure if we have any questions. I know we have 1 or 2 people out there, so if there are any questions, we'll certainly be more than happy to take them. And Anish, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to what I covered.
Excellent points, Joe. You know what? I was just thinking about what contactless payments can actually do. I mean, even curbside pickups could be done easily, right? Just bring the credit card machine out there to the car and just take the customer's card and deliver right up there. Take it to their house and drop it off. It could be a virtual delivery just about anywhere for a jeweler. These are fantastic tools. If a jeweler is not using them, they absolutely need to, because today's customer, I truly believe, needs to shop in their own environment of comfort. And I think that is where contactless payments really become very meaningful. I mean, can you imagine walking into a busy doctor's office and delivering and just taking his credit card and just putting it right up there because you don't have to do anything? It's right there.
You bring up a good point, and I overlooked it, by the way. All of our terminals do support the Apple, Samsung, and Google Pay wallets. So that means you can have your card within 30-inch proximity, or you can, if the card is Wi-Fi, or your phone within 30 inches. So I'm not even having the touch device. And forget about touchless, just the contactless. If I make a payment through my phone, I have to either look at my phone to unlock it, or I have to enter a PIN number. And that alone is an extra layer of security for you, the jeweler, because that information shared with who their card issuer was, that it was a card that was stored in their wallet. So they had to go through validation steps to store that card. And then they have to go through that basically facial or PIN recognition to open up the wallet to facilitate the transaction. In the event of a dispute, that becomes very difficult for the customer to say, I don't recognize the sale. The argument is who had your PIN number, or who has your face. So it becomes actually a very secured way for a jeweler to take a payment. And again, contactless, wireless terminals, as long as they have that near field communications, and all of our devices do, you can do contactless payments in the store. You can do it curbside. You can do it at a trade show, anywhere.
So what I hear, Joe, is together with One Step and StarGem's development of the tools that we are giving, a retailer can actually pretty much do with one great merchant account that is very reasonably priced in the percentage points of what it is, very competitive to the market, and basically bring in multiple ways to serve the same customer, all coming into one dashboard, into one bank account as they charge the money, and it all comes into one bank account without having to worry about anything.
That's it. You got one merchant account with it's all funding into one batch into your bank account, but you have the online portal to be able to see where those transactions came from, and you get immediately notified as the transactions occur. So how does the notifications? You can either get a text, or you can get an email, and of course you can log into the portal. The portal will store that data to the beginning of time. So
Excellent tools. I think this was great. If we have got nothing much to add, I'm going to say one thing. For any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at StarGems by simply sending an email to sales@stargems.com. Or if you're a current customer, you can also send it to techsupport@stargems.com. And I'll let Joe give him the best email address for his to reach out to One Step.
Yeah, so if you have any questions on what we shared today, want more educational information on it, whatever it may be, info@onesteptech.com. That's numeral one, not one spelled out, STEPTECH.com, info@onesteptech.com. And we'll be more than happy to explain further, answer your questions, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody's time this morning. And we'll be having another call at 12:30 Eastern for our West Coast. And if you want to jump back on to hear some of these same points again, to help you with your question process, we'll be here. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.